Everyone. Happy Sunday, Unity. Welcome to our Sunday night Vision Mastery call. Again, this is a call that we do each and every Sunday night at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I am not your trainer for this evening. I am just your host, but I'm super excited. And for those of you who may or may not know who I am, my name is Miss Nikki Alexandria, and I have been a part of this Unity Energy since 2015 under the direct leadership of one of the visionaries of Unity. And he is actually going to be our speaker for and our trainer for this evening. Now, guys, I love the fact that, Unity is a community. It is a family. It is a family of individuals who are really dedicated for, making sure that we step into leadership. Okay. And that's what everyone is looking for right now. Everyone is looking for leadership. Okay. Because the time that we're in right now, guys, we have to have other things that we are committed to, other things that we are doing. We have to have plans A, B, C, D, element, O, P, Z, okay? And you can fill in the rest of the letters, okay? But guys, I'm super excited that because of this leadership team, guys, I've been able to do some amazing things. And I know that everyone who is connected to us are doing amazing things and on their journey are going to be able to do some amazing things in the future. Now, as I introduce our trainer for this evening, guys, I want you all to make sure that this call really, really means something to you, okay? We are in the second half of 2025, and we have to make some major things happen, okay? We have to make sure that we are truly, truly, truly going after our goals, okay? Really going after our goals and not just like, just a little bit. We have to go through our goals or go towards our goals with power, with energy, and with a knowing that what we say is going to happen is going to happen. And so I want you to make sure that you have your pen and your notebook ready to take notes, okay? Please make sure that you take notes. Leaders take notes. Leaders take notes so that they can study their notes, so that they can implement what they have learned and then go on to teach. It's all about helping each other get to the next level, all right? So please make sure that you have your pen and your notebook ready to take notes. And I'm going to go ahead and bring to the line a gentleman that I met back in 2015, someone that I met on social media, okay? Met on social media, a complete stranger who reached out to me and basically had a conversation that led to him saying, "Hey, I want you to take a look at an opportunity." All right. Through social media, complete stranger. I want you guys to catch that. Okay. Complete stranger. Now, this gentleman comes from very, very humble beginnings. Okay. He is originally from the Bronx, New York, a high school graduate, blue collar worker, former U.S. paratrooper who said, "You know what? I want something more for myself and something more for my family." So he made a decision that he was going to change his life and the lives of others and impact the lives of others. And because of him making that decision, guys, he went on to become a successful serial entrepreneur and a highly sought after coach, mentor, and speaker, literally coaching, mentoring, and training people all around the world on how to have success in life and success in business. And I'm super excited that he is one of the visionaries of Unity, which Unity stands for you and I together. Yes. And of course, he is none other than the millionaire mentor himself, Mr. Jason L. Scott the first. Mr. Scott, are you on the line? I think you're muted. You're muted. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. I can hear you and see you.
Excellent. Good stuff. Good stuff. What's going on, guys? Listen, guys. Let me give you guys something. I know Miss Nikki Alexander just said a lot about this moment. She made sure she's prepping everybody for the call. She started off talking about this being a community. Part of that is this. Matter of fact, give me a second. Let me get ahead and do this right here, real quick. Part of what she's talking about And when she's talking about the community, is showing up for the community. So those of you who are not on the Sunday night Vision Mastery call, I know you see the call. I can see when you see the call. Make sure you guys hop onto the call because this is your community call for you to be a part of what we have going on next. So I appreciate you, Miss Nikki Alexandria, always being the astute business professional, making sure that you keep this ball moving along and this train rolling along. You do such an amazing job. I appreciate you and everything that you bring to the table. So thank you so much for hosting tonight's call. But that's the deal, guys. As we get close to the summer, this is the key thing. I've been teaching people for years. Right around this time of the year, a lot of people start going into the witness protection program. People start getting into the summer. Summertime is here, so it's time for me to. I deserve a break too, and I deserve some time off. And it's the summertime, and I've been waiting for the summertime. For thank God it's summer. I've been there. I trust me. I've been there because you might have heard me say it over the years, Corey. There was times when I used to feel that way all the time myself. I used to always say. Um, I used to always say, I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna set my mother free. I'm gonna do this for you, mom. I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna pay your bills. All these things that I would always say that I was gonna do until my mother was on her deathbed. And when she was on her deathbed, I remember, and I always tell a story about how when she's about to making this noise late night, and I picked her up, and as I picked her up, because my sister she was making this noise late night, and my sister was saying, just go pick her up. Me make sure I stop these things real quick. And I went to go pick her up, and when I did, I burst out crying. And I didn't burst out crying because let me see something here. Okay, I think you turned it off already, Nick. Give me a second here. I might have turned it back on. Yep, I sure did. All right. So I burst out crying, not because I thought she was about to pass, but because of the lies I told. One day I'm gonna set you free, mom. One day I'm gonna do this for you, mom. One day I'm gonna do all the things that I said I was going to do. And in the night that before she passed away, it broke my heart because I remember that every time that it was starting to get closer to summertime, I would do like a lot of people do now. Oh, I deserve time off. I deserve a break. I've been going hard for so long, only to recognize that I hadn't kept my promise. So many of you guys on this call right now, you might have said that the reasons why you do a business like this is for your family. The reason why you do something like this is for your children. The reason why you do this is for whatever else. People all the time, they'll tell me, they'll praise to all high heaven that the reasons why they do this business because they want to take care of their family, their parents, their mother, their father, their sister, their brother, make some extra money to take care of debt, whatever it is. But when a certain time in the year comes, or when the pressure gets too heavy on them, or they start to feel like something's not working for them, knowing for a fact that working for the last 5, 10 years and still going check to check has not been working, people typically will give up. But this is the moment in time, guys, where you got to push through. You got to push forward. And the reason why we have these communities is a support structure for people to stay focused on their goals. And of course, I know I can personally text individuals, which I could, but I don't always. Sometimes some of you guys see a text me. Other times you won't see a text because I'll purposely make it my decision. I said I'm not going to keep chasing and tracking people down who need to show up for themselves. And when it gets to that point, that's when you plug into what we have going on right now, which is Project 50K. See, you got to understand this. The people who get you to one point in this business are not going to be the ones who get you to the next level. First of all, you have to be your own individual to get yourself to the next level. You have to be your own individual who shows up for yourself to be your own boss. You know what I'm saying? So once you show up for yourself, once you make things happen for yourself, then you can learn to help make other things happen for other people. But you have to show up for yourself first. So because it requires for you to show up for yourself first, this is where you show up. And then once you show up, you will start to find those who will want to be a part of what you have going on. Why am I saying that? But today I was going to talk to you guys about community. I was going to talk to you guys about putting together your own community. And when when Nikki was about to bring me on, I actually said, "Hold on a second, I got to do something real quick." And she kept the call going. And the first thing I heard her say was, "This is a community." And I'm like, "That's exactly what today's call is about the community." But the community is not this community here. This is our community that we build here as a support for everybody to stay plugged in and to stay focused and to keep working together towards the same common goal and the same common dream. That's we have this community that we talk about this for ourselves. But I want you to get your pen out, right? So these are the things I want you to be focused on today, this week. Because we already gave you guys instructions on how to get your solution statement together and how to go deeper on your solution statement and whittle this thing down. As they would say, whittle it down with your knife and your wood until you actually have it the fine design, the intricacies carved out to where now I remember like back in the days when I used to make things in school, as in elementary school. Some of that stuff my mother kept. I don't know why, but that's what mothers do. That looked nothing like what my goal was. What is this supposed to be right here? I'm like, oh, it's a this, and she's like, okay. And I remember when she passed away, I'm looking at all these old boxes, and I'm like, man, she still kept this thing from when I was in elementary school. I think this probably was like a mug. I think this one was like I don't know, but the thing is this, it wasn't whittled down. I didn't have the wherewithal to know how to shape it so that when somebody looked at it immediately, they said, I know exactly what that is. I didn't have that capacity when I was a kid, right? But as adults, Nikki went deeper with you guys a few days ago, and she went deeper to make sure you guys knew how to take that lump of clay, which you guys may have put together even as your initial solution statement, and it was even better than a lump of clay. It was actually a form that people can see, but she's able to make it more defined. She's able to go deeper with you guys that stayed on the call the other day, and was making sure that you guys know how to find exactly the type of people that you're looking for. So that's where it's going to come into this next phase when we go into this Project 50K. Twyla just texted me. She texted into the group, and she texted into the group, and I forwarded into our group. Then after I forwarded into our group, she texted to me personally, and she said, "Please make sure you people get this." And I said, "Okay." I just texted it to my group. I'm gonna start sending out to individuals, and some of you guys who probably already saw it. Some of you guys probably didn't look at it yet, but it just said June 1st, a new day, a new destiny. Project 50K begins now. Today, June 1st, marks the dawn of something extraordinary, the official launch of Project 50K. We're not just talking numbers, we are igniting purpose, power, and potential. Our mission: welcome 50,000 new life changers into the company who are ready to shift culture, elevate families, and rewrite their future with faith, focus, and fire. These 50K aren't just people, they are dreamers, builders, visionaries, and legacy makers. They will come with stories that inspire, testimonials that heal, and triumphs that remind the world what's possible when you're coachable, teachable, and willing to catch the vision. To those joining us, we see you. We believe in you. We're making room for your greatness. You will receive access to the Code of Champions, the blueprint that activates your journey. There will be recognition and awards for those who rise with excellence. Stay plugged in and walk boldly in their assignment. And yes, your story will be celebrated because it matters. This isn't just a campaign, this is a movement. Let's build legacy together. Let's light up the world. Let's make June 1st a day that shifts generations to come. Welcome to Project 50K, where purpose meets momentum. Let's go. Now, that's what Twyla texted, and then she texted, and I scanned over it. And that was my first time. Like, she was sent like right before this call, so I really just had a chance to read it as I was saying it to you guys. And as I'm reading, as I'm actually talking about it, that goes hand in hand with what I want you to understand when it comes to you finding your community. Yes, inside of Project 50K, it requires each and every one of us to take our own slice of that. That means if there's 50,000 people who are going to be introduced and join this company, how many of the 50,000 are going to be part of your organization? How many of the 50,000 will be a part of your team? How many 50,000 will join you because you have ignited something inside of them through your connection and how they feel akin to you and connected to you, and how you've been able to feed them and give them some insights and words of wisdom and different things that help give them a community or something they can belong to. This is the time when we start to build and we start to find these communities that we build separate from unity, but still inclusive. But it's because you are looking to be able to be a person of purpose yourself. So you yourself, when it comes to you focusing in on putting together your community, your own community, it's going to start with you recognizing there's some key things and some key elements that you got to be focused on. And one of those first things is understanding what that community is. And that community, like for us here, I show up all the time. Nikki shows up all the time. We show up as individuals, no matter, we all got life going on. I got 1,000 things happening too. Some of you guys know bits of it. Others of you guys know more of it. Nikki knows a majority of stuff. What happens with me, I know the majority of what happens with her. We don't know everything. We don't share everything of every component. We all got different things going on in our lives, and we don't share every moment. But of course, if we have to cover for each other, do other things, as we have businesses that we work together in, we have other things we gotta be aware of. She has more insight on certain things than other people may have, but also people that I coach and I work with. Some of you guys have told me things that nobody else has told me. And I know what you got going on in your personal lives. And that's, as a coach, I'm supposed to. Some things, once you tell me, I tell nobody else, because that's between the coach and their sponsor or the leadership that you're actually working with. And it's supposed to be that way in that space. So therefore, we don't always share other insights, other things, unless somebody wants it to be known in this other space. So some of you guys get very personal. Let me know what's going on so I can be able to help you through certain things. Now, what's important about that is this. In your community, people will come to you because they too will desire that. They will desire someone. It's not always about you being a confidant to people in the community, but it's about you having an understanding that when you start to build that community, it's people who want to be a part of it because they're people like you, people who are looking for something greater, something they can belong to, something that they can be a part of, where they feel that they can be heard, they feel like they can be expressive, they feel like this is a place where it's not a place where we want to be able to be, where we're like um we're a therapist. We're therapists to people. We're not providing therapy. But for some people, it may be therapeutic for them to be a part of your community because of your mission, because of your purpose, because of what your solution statement is for what you're looking to be able to bring. Now, in this overall Project 50K, you understand this. As you put together your separate community that it may be on and there's different places that you can put it at. Some people, you can build a community on Facebook groups. You can build a community on in Instagram groups. You can build a community in different places and stuff, right? But I like to say Facebook because you might be in Facebook and people can start to post inside the community in Facebook, other things, and there's probably other Reddit and other things that people use as groups. And of course, I have other things that I'm connected to, that I'm able to build a community inside of a bigger community, and other thought creators and other thought professionals and other people in this space, that's collaborators. They actually see my work, I see their work, and we can be a part of our community. But those who are also in that space for growth and development, they may be looking for something else, and people that can help elevate them and be something to help a person that helps spark them and be a part of a community where other people of like-mindedness can give another. They may put a sentence or a quote or another word to help them feel that they're of like-mindedness. Now, what's going to happen with that is everybody from that community that you may build may not be people that you can transition into this company, but some of them will, because if you start to provide certain levels of let me say this first. If you provide certain levels of comfort and information and insight and growth to people, when you start doing upsells or you start introducing other things, just think about how many times someone actually be a part of an email group. And once you became a part of that email group, They was always sending you things, and then now they had a class. They would say this class is here, and you can buy into this class. We're also offering this, and you can buy into this. We're gonna do this over here, and you can show up for this. And they start sending you other things. Or if it's an email group from a store that you may have bought something from, they're gonna send you another email saying they also have this, and if you buy this today, you show up today, you can have a chance to be a part of this and purchase this today, because in that community they want to always be able to provide another level of something to you, something for you. As we start to build these communities, as you start to focus on what your community is based off of your solution statement, based off of your dot, and the type of people that you're looking to connect with, based on the fact that you already, many of you guys this week, and we had a great time working with you guys, and we gave you homework, and many of you guys sent the homework out, and we was back and forth. From the first week, I was talking about solution statements, and almost every one of you guys sent me a solution statement. I was checking it over. I was giving you some revisions based for other things that I'm thinking of, and or whatever, and you guys was able to. I said, but just take this with a grain of salt, because you can take away, add it to, keep yours as is, but just know this is an additional framework of what you can be able to do. Then we took that and then we started having the dot, and some of you guys came with your solution statement. So even though you have the training with Nikki, you already had your solution statement already. You had a broadband that was already written out of how you want to present yourself. But then when she started able to help mold it and whittle it down or something, to give you another perspective, and even go deeper with that. Many of you guys now have gone on your next homework, have gone live or posted it. It did something that was amazing. You guys already started showing up on your stories and in your on your pages, letting people see that you're looking to find people of like-mindedness, so letting them see that you're the type of people that you're willing to help. Now, when you start to build that community, some of you guys will have the opportunity to add them to an email group, add them to another solution group, because as they're in those groups, you can also, there's some that are going to start. So you start, what are your challenges are? I'd be wanting to do this, but I don't have the energy all the time. I don't have this all the time. You can also start introducing other products. You let people know, listen, this is my business, and I have this right here. I do this. I have this business that I do where I have this group and I work with people over here, but I also have these products that I also use myself. And I found by using these products help me with this right here. You can always, from your community, maybe to find people that they can be able to use your products and be introduced to the community. Get your products and be introduced to the community. You can still get elevating words of comfort, words of wisdom, other things, but they're all using the products. And from them being a part of your community and using your products, you may even offer them another level of connection. If they're not using the products, they can get the products and they can offer that. Or you may get to the point to where you can actually start doing, as we're going to start working with you guys, showing you guys how you can actually work with people to help them, help bring another level of value to them, that you can actually make money with that. And the reason why I want you to earn income is so that you can start earning more income. So when it's time for you to scale this business, you have money that you have to use from your paycheck. Money you have to try to scrounge and scrape together, but you have other people who are paying you for your services. And from paying you for your services, you can use that to scale your business, because this is a residual income business that, once it's done correctly, as time goes by anyway. And imagine if now over the next two to 3 years, you got 30, 40, 50,000 people who are part of your community who are just loving, and how you're giving insight and information, and you guys are working out and doing a bunch of different, whatever it is that you say your focus is going to be in your community, giving tidbits, words. Then and now you start collaborating with other people in your community. You guys are doing things offline, off separate from what we have going on with unis. And now when you start saying, hey guys, for those of you who want to know that we're going into this right here now, we're going to this next level. My company is offering this right here. Those who are open to this, I would love to have you guys as preferred customers. For all those who are preferred customers, you're going to have another level of coaching. Now, the thing is this, if everybody's buying products from you on a monthly basis, if they're just customers, you're earning $20 from each person. $20 times that 100 or 200 or 500 or 1,000 or 8,000 people will pay you enough that you don't mind doing a call once a week yourself in your community. You don't mind doing something different. You don't mind getting together and doing something. You don't mind having opportunity. You don't mind one day start, let me have a little podcast and work with the people in my community, start doing my podcast work. There's so many different things you can actually do when you know, because in your mindset, you have defined what your community is and what the importance is, because people are looking for something. And that's why you can tell, man, in these comment sections, people are in these comment sections and they're saying some of the most outrageous things. And I'm thinking of something like these people, I can tell they just need, they're doing their best to try to get some dopamine kicking in because they're trying to say something so that so their comments can go viral. They want to go viral in their comment sections. You know what I'm saying? Even myself, I see sometimes I make a comment, it may like I may make a comment and nobody never say nothing. And then 6 weeks later, somebody will like it. I'm like, what is this like from? I look at it, I'm like, oh, I got a like from that comment that I did. I look and see somebody's got 9,000 comments. I'm like, what? How come I only got one like out of all those? Out of all those other comments, even though I don't really say a comment to set it up that way, but sometimes we do. We set it up and we scroll back to say, let me see if somebody, if they liking my comment, if they give me feedback from my comment. I've done comments where it's been 1,500, it's been 2,000, 3,000 people who may like it, and maybe one or two make a comment. I look at somebody else's comment section, they may have 30, 40 different comments, and you think to yourself, what? So I'm saying to myself, people are always looking to be of service, find value, be able to give value, be able to give their word to something because they want to be a part of something, even if that comment section provides a level of some type of community for them. So when you're looking to build your community, you want to be able to build it to where you're able to help those people who may be in a space where they need a good coach and a good mentor, somebody who can provide that, get to keep them on track. Because even us, we're all good at this in real life. We're all into personal development, personal growth. We all will invest in ourselves, invest in coaching, invest in mentorship. We'll invest in events. We'll invest in products. I'll invest in other events that I'll go to, and I will get online for a training course for 3 days and 2 days and 4 days and a week. I'll literally do it. I've done it like 2 weeks ago. I've done it this couple of days ago, still looking for other classes and other things that I can get and be a part of so I can constantly keep elevating and growing myself, but also so I can connect to other people, so I can add them to my community, so I can make some other connections and some other relationships. So I'm showing up other people's things. So when I have a chance to show up, I'm letting them know what I have going on, and I would love to work with them and collaborate with them past that point. You know why? Because in my community, I may be able to bring somebody who's, if that's or they just have a level of training or something else that I may not be an expert in, but yet they got something that they can bring a value. I don't mind adding them to my community. I can be a part of something else they have with their community. And when it's time for us to collaborate, now I have a group of coaches and mentors and other collaborators that can actually do something to bring stronger value. I want you to think big, or think bigger. It don't have to be super big, but just think bigger than what you're just thinking of for just saying, let me just find some people to join my TLC business. They're going to find ways for you to build something that you can become the expert in. We've trained you, coach you a lot, and give you a lot of information and insight on thoughts, thinking, how to overcome adversity, the things that most people still by themselves are trying to figure out. And because they haven't figured it out, because they don't have a coach, or don't have a mentor, they haven't been on calls and looking at new ways and new ideas of how they can shift and shape and get unstuck from something. They haven't really evaluated other ways, other than the same old, the same people that they've been hanging around who are stuck themselves. Yet they want to give them insights on how to get unstuck, and they themselves are stuck. But you yourself, for the fact that you have made a sale, you know that what it's like. You have made, even if you made $1, you've done more than what most people have never done, who just they only worked a job, and the job just provided them, you know what I'm saying, just income they traded a unit of time for a unit of money. But you got paid for the value that you brought to the hour. And because you brought value to someone else, and somebody saw that you was valuable enough to place their credit card into your back office so that you can be able to make a sale, place money into your cash app on your car, so you better have money. So that means you've done something that most people have never done since they were, maybe some of them since they was in elementary school, selling candies and chocolates. They may have done it back then, but since that time as an adult, they haven't done it. So yeah, you're ahead. It don't matter how much you've made, or if you could do it one time, by the time you do it 1,000, it means you did it 1,000 times. And if it was just $1 per person and you made $1,000 over the course of whatever, you've done more than what most people have ever done in their lives. So that means you have a level of value that you can bring when you're working with your community. Don't doubt who you can be in your space. And you can actually start to build that community now. So when it says when can I build it? Now. Now's the right time for you to find. And when I open the call, Nick may have some additional insights and things that she can actually share with you guys on what she's been able to do to build communities, connect with. Some of you guys may be doing it as well. If you are, I want you to share what you've been able to do as well. If you've been able to start a community, or if you've been thinking about a community, let's have that open discussion because I want you guys to think about how you can be able to bring some value to people. And that's why I kind of discussed different scenarios. You know what I'm saying? On where a community can be beneficial in what you have going on now, what you're looking to accomplish. And the great thing is this, you can have an open community where everybody can join, you can have a closed community, but you be writing this stuff down. Right. I'm saying you can have you have a free community, and as time goes on, you have a paid community. All right. That's how that works. Now, there's steps when you actually start to build it, and there's tools and other things that you can actually start to use in that. But in the very beginning, some of the easiest things are just finding a Facebook group or Instagram, a Facebook group or a Facebook page that you want to have, that you want to start your community. You can actually go look at some of these other, we've been telling you guys to get into other groups so that you can actually find people. Go back to some of those groups and see how many people they got and see how they've been communicating. Look to see what they've been talking about. Sometimes you join one of these groups, a person has to answer 5 or 6 statements or certain questions or make a claim on something before they can just say yes, they want to be a part of it. You give the criteria of the group so they know that they can't post anything about any business, but yet they can still be. So you can give all these things, but I'm saying, but when you start to build this out, there's tools, other things. We'll talk more about that later. But right now, I just want you guys just to say yes to just saying, you know what, let me start to build my own community of people that you yourself can post inside of. You yourself, when you're talking to people now, you can say, I help women with this, help guys with this. I don't care. It doesn't matter what it is. Let me say, you guys, I went to this. My son had told me about this grocery store. It's a Latin grocery store. It's about 40 something minutes in the direction of where I normally don't go. It's like in Fuquay Arena. It's the other side of me, 40 minutes that way. Fayetteville's like 40 minutes this way. Greensboro is like an hour something this way. Rogers hour something this way. Fuquay's an hour. It's like 40 something minutes other side. So I'm in the middle of the country where I live of all the major places. And Fuquay is still a smaller city, but it has like a Mexican grocery store, and I liked it when I went in there. It was playing Mexican music. I'm sure other Latinos probably come in as well, but of course I like getting fruit there because the fruit are you go to a local grocery store, the fruit there is hard. Everything I got. Listen, Nikki, I went there the other day. First thing I grabbed was some mango because I already knew that mangoes was gonna be juicy. I knew when I bite the mango. I already knew that. I knew it. That's what my God. I was like, give me tres. How many? Cuánto esto? I'm like, what? How much? How much? Abre la puerta. Open the door. I'm like, yo, I'm feeling like I'm speaking Spanish. I'm like going up in there and I'm a part of the community. I'm shopping around. I'm looking around, getting some stuff. I'm saying, I'm like feeling good about the process. But as I'm in there, I'm thinking, so like, this is a community. This is what people are engaged in. I'm traveling to be able to be a part of this other space. You know what I'm saying? And when I was going up that way, there was and this is for like you, Corey. There was a comic book store, right? There's a comic book store on the side, right next to it. And when I saw the comic book store, I said, "Oh, let me go in here." And the guy was like, "Hey, how can I help you?" I said, "Listen, I haven't been to a comic book store since I was a kid. I said, I just want to just come in here just to look around or something." So I'm looking around the comic book store, and as I'm in, there's other people in the store. There's other people. Just some look like they supposed to be in there. Other people look like myself who just had the hoodie on and had my headsets on and had on the hood. I'm had on things, and so when I walk in with hands in, I take my hands out so they don't think I'm a threat because I'm coming in with shades on, looking dark. I'm like, no. I said, yo, I haven't been in this for a long time. Now, while I'm in there, I'm looking at all little people who are into that space. They're collectors, and they'll buy other things. But then I look in the corner over here, and in the corner, they had some stuff that they were selling, like some health and wellness stuff. I'm like, man, even in this community, Even in a comic book store, they still selling some health and wellness products in the corner over here. So that means a person, no matter what your background and how you decide, you will have a community of people who are gamers, and gamers can still, they can know that they can win something from you, Corey, to say, listen, you can, I use the NRG to keep me up. I use the NRG to help me stay focused. I use this right here in my process. You can have a community of people in any space that you're in right now. Anything that you have that you can actually grow and build a big community with it. So I don't want you guys to be limited in your thoughts about what you can create. Whether you want to be, it don't. I mean, if you want to be a religious community, you can. You want to be a spiritual community, you can. You want to be a one of just leadership and development, one of it can be of anything. And then we'll talk about engagement strategies and other things that we can work on later on. We'll talk about metrics and things that you can track your growth and things like that later on. We can talk about some other challenges and some other solutions and things that you can actually work with your people in. All right. But in the very beginning, setting up the best practices for your organization for them whenever they're in there. So what I want you guys to do for your homework is just to do some research and reflection on that. You don't have to start it at this moment. Think about it for a day or so. Think about it for the rest of this evening. Think about it for today and tomorrow. And then you don't have to, so that way when you get it, you can just say, you can, because you can do as many communities you want and mess it up and start all over if you want. But I want you to think about it. I want you to do some research on what it is that you know, the type of people you want to help, and do some research on it. See what shows up on it. Whether you, and not just action chat GPT, but just click on and just Google or go to the search bars inside Facebook and other places and see who else has communities like what you're talking about. See what they're talking about. Google. Then you can ask chat if you got a chat or whatever one. I have another one that I use myself that's more defined and more refined into leadership development. Is the AI that I use that I work with. That's connected with Tony Robbins and Dean and other thought leaders. So I kind of have a different AI that I work with in that space. So I may get a different way of how it shows up. But there's open AIs or closed AIs that you can use, or you can use Google. And even when you use Google these days, Google is showing they're using some AI, something from Google these days that's showing up in the answers of stuff. But your research can actually help you to put a strong, successful online community that you can find key strategies that you can engage your members with. Because I want you guys to take ownership. And so I know, like in our community, many of you guys, like you've been inside of Unity, so we've been teaching you how to be in Unity, so you can show up in Unity the way you would show up growing. Now you've been showing up in Unity. How have you been showing up? Have you been quiet, just looking, not saying nothing the whole time? Have you been saying to share and do? Have you just been looking, not making nothing? Have you been just on the sidelines of it? Well, now is your opportunity for you to go put your own community together with the intention on growing your community, because that's what all successful businesses and entrepreneurs, and they normally have some type of group of followers, so they can be able to lead those followers to something else. All the people who normally, if they're giving away free information on law stuff, they're gonna say, "This is my community over here. Join this, or buy this, or use me for this law stuff, or buy this coach. Use me for this over here." If they got stuff talking about when it talks about how to do your credit, blah blah blah, buy this over here. They're gonna lead you to something. Oh, we doing an event over here. Come to this big event over here. It's a young lady me and Nikki been following. I remember I saw her. It's been a couple of years now when she first started going back into social media. I sent some stuff to Nikki to her years ago. I'm like, because we know she was doing some stuff, and I'm like, follow her, see if we might can use her for what we have going on in business. But she's been consistently giving away free content on law stuff and how to set your business up and everything else. And now I went from her when I first was doing it, she only had a few hundred followers, then a few thousand. Now I'm looking at her, she's on a platform. I saw there's an event with other people that I followed them now as well. The same thing I'm telling you guys, I'm doing myself. I said, let me follow some of these other big name, other people who are doing the things that I've done it at one point, but I fell back over the last few years, because we used to do events We do a lot of events. We do all types. Corey knows we do events. People come into the house packed out, online packed out. I'm selling out the events. I'm selling out the stuff. I've been doing this stuff for a while myself. But now I'm gonna back into that as well, outside of what I have going on here. Why? Because I know I can transition them into other business and other things I got going on. But I know I'm gonna sell product to them as well. But I need you guys to now, as we've been asking you to be aggressive in our group, is because now when you go do your own group and you start to build a team of people that you're providing value to them, you have a community plan that you're going to actually do stuff a basic plan for starting and including your purpose and your target audience and engaging strategies and all this other stuff because you said in your solution statement you help these type of people. Well, now is your time. Now's your time to actually start putting together discussion posts and things and asking their thoughts and helping the community to thrive. All the things that we've been saying, you'll be active in our community. Why? So now it's time you go build yours. Let's see how active you are in the one because we've been coaching you by saying to be relevant in our community, in the Unity community. I've been asking you for since you guys got involved to be relevant and be active in the community. Now it's time for you to be active in your community as well. So we're gonna spend this week right here, guys. For those of you who engage yourself and create your own community with the intention that you're going to actually start to connect with your people based off of your solution statements, knowing that you're going to transition many of those people into being your customers, because we'll talk about how to use that as a way to transition to your customer base from TLC, how you may be able to add additional value to them because you're saying you want to help those type of ladies in this other space. And as you start dropping little gems and keynotes and little things you're saying and you may go live or do a quick video inside something, you may be empowering people on all types of level in a way you haven't thought about, but it's preparing you for leadership on another level, even inside of Unity. Because if I'm asking you to show up in the group as a leader, and sometimes being a leader as watching other people, you don't always show up as the leader. You're kind of watching who else do it. But now when you're forced to be the leader of your own, the leader and with the purpose of growing your own, like that young lady who I saw was years ago just starting off, and now she's on a big platform with people who got 1 million followers and they got a big event because that's what I'm talking about. You start to work together with different collaborators, and now all of a sudden now you have an event where different people inside your group can come together and be able to whether it's a podcast or an open event or something else. There's so many different things that can happen, but it can open. But right now, I was teaching you how to open the doors to a whole nother level of growth for yourself and organization. At the end of the call, Nikki, do you have any comments, statements, anything you want to be able to share about what we're talking about? And if anybody after Nikki, any
Oh,
statements,
I'm
questions you
sorry.
guys have after Nikki?
I'm sorry. I started talking while you were still going. My apologies. This was definitely an amazing training call. Thank you so much, Mr. Scott. One of the things that, I kind of thought about when you were referencing, just really expanding our vision and expanding our mind and thinking bigger than what we've been thinking. And, I was listening to Lisa Nichols a little earlier today. Okay. And it's funny that you brought up joy because I was, it all kind of ties in together. But those of you who may or may not know, Lisa Nichols, she is, a motivational speaker. She's been doing this for, 30 years. She was a single mother on welfare, trying to figure things out. To now, she has a reach of like over 80 million people. Okay. She charges just for a speaking engagement, anywhere between $75,000 to $100,000 just to speak on stages. Okay. And what's amazing is she has built this community over the years of women who she's been able to help, just, get unstuck, or women who don't feel like they have a chance in life of being successful, just getting out of their own way, getting them to think bigger, and think better about themselves, right? So now here she is, almost 40 years later, over 80 million plus people that she's able to reach all over the world, right? And guess what happened? Last year, she partnered with TLC. Okay. Last year, she partnered with Total Life Changes, the same company that we have partnered with, the same products that we speak about, the same compensation plan that we talk to people about. And here she is, someone who has been highly successful for many, many years, who said, you know what, I already have a community of people that I coach, that I mentor, that I train, who look to me for answers and solutions. And now I'm going to give them another solution as they're on their journey to, become healthier. So just think about that, right? We have the same capacity to do the exact same thing. We have the same blueprint. And guess what? We even have the same products. Okay. So when Mr. Scott said dream bigger, dream bigger. Okay. We may have 100 million people. You just never know. But we won't ever know until we just start this process and really just start doing it. And we'll figure it out as we go along. But the main thing is to just start. And based off of where we are, a lot of us may or may not be. I don't know what your finances is, but the best thing that you can do right now to start your community is start free. And you can start on Facebook. You can start your community right on Facebook. And as Mr. Scott said, just really think about that tonight, because this next level that we're going to, guys, it's going to take you really stepping up and really participating in your own rescue. So I just wanted to add that, Mr. Scott, and I'll turn the call back over to you, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That was a great ad and a great reminder about Lisa as well, because everything started with that same thing. Like I said, it started with people just deciding they want to add value based off of their own life experiences, what their goals, dreams, desires, their solution statements is and are. And then from there, when other opportunities shows up that they see are of value to generate additional revenue streams and residual income streams in the space that people are already talking about or need to be having some direction in anyway, which is our health, she partnered with the company. So how can somebody at that caliber of leadership and development, working with some of the top people? Matter of fact, we were listening to her on a call with Tony Robbins and them a couple of weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Tony Robbins and Dean and all of them, you know what I'm saying, about 1 million people who look, they don't look, they basically our counterparts. Most of us are on a call right now, but most of us in the call right here, we look the same, but they're our counterparts. And she was in there, and I'm looking at the comment section on fire. Oh my God, this is an amazing story. Look at it, oh my God. Nobody's thinking about she being some black woman talking in this space. She was on that, she rocked it. And all these people they're crying. People on the stick crying in the comment section. Video, you stay going, you're looking at the. That means you too can empower and inspire people. You too can actually build an amazing community of people that people won't see your color, but they'll see the value that you bring to them. So don't be limited in thinking that well, I don't know anybody. I don't know. We've coached, we've trained, we've mentored, we've given more than enough for people to add value. Then there's so many other ways that you can actually start adding additional value. Part of working with us is you have coaches in your pocket that can help you redefine and give additional strategies. And that comes in as a part of what we already give, that a lot of stuff be for free. Even though I have paid clients that I charge them for this stuff. But because we're in this unity organization and group together, you guys get stuff. I know people, they don't see the value in it, but there's people who will spend thousands of dollars for the same information I'm giving you guys today. They have, you know how I know? Because they spent it for that. They've already done it. So it's not a question. So now it's your time. So I want you guys to put together your strategy, your ideas, put together what you guys can have for your personal growth and development. And let's come together in the next couple of days, guys. Over the next, like by Tuesday, Wednesday, if you start having some ideas, you see something together before Tuesday, Wednesday, DM me, text me, hit Miss Nikki up as well. And we'll come up with the name of the idea of it, where it's going to be at. And then, of course, after that point, we'll start talking about ways of how you can find new people. I'll give you strategies and ways to find people to add them to your group and add them to that space. But you can start adding things into your community now. So when people start coming in there, they already see that you got things going on. They see you got some value that you're already adding into your groups and stuff. All right.
Can I
So,
add something real quick?
yes, ma'am.
Good evening. Thank you as always for pouring into us. I got choked before. I'm sorry, y'all. So I wanted to just add that I do have a free community that I started the first go around with TLC, and I've had that community even when I stopped with TLC. So going on about 5 years with a free community, and I started it based on people buying from me. And I just told them I wanted to give them special attention, but it was accountability for me. So having other people watch me held me accountable. So I created it as a accountability group. People that buy products, they get perks. Like I might have a drawing that month, but every month we do a challenge. It's either 21 days or 30 days. I do not make product a requirement, but they get to see people results, and people do get results. And since I've been back with TLC, really geared it up, and just I gave them like you said, add value. I did a 12-month plan for them, and every month they already know in advance what the challenge is going to be. You know, they know the requirements for the challenge, but we always have like a kickoff call to start it. And then I have a chat with inside of the group. And I based it off my experiences, my low self-esteem, my confidence. So I don't force them to be like, hey, I'm working out, because I speak from my experience. So Mondays, I have Mindset Mondays, Wellness Wednesday, and Freedom Friday. I go live, and it's 90% mindset, because once you get your mindset to a certain point, the rest kind of flows. And right now, the most recent success, one has lost like 70 plus pounds. So right now I'm working on how to build that out, or I'll probably start another community with other things I'm working on. But that's my free community. And because I don't make the require making them purchase, they purchase. Like today I had a month supply and 2 trial packs, and they just called me out of the blue, ready for their products, because we start a challenge tomorrow for the rest of the month. But I just wanted to share that. But I'll tell them to invite it. It's a free space, no judgment zone. And 2 of the people, 30 and 5. I've still been doing my 30 and 5. Some days it's like 0 hits, weeks. But the one that bought the month supply, she's out of Florida, and she was a 30 and 5 from like 2.5 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to share that.
Good stuff. I appreciate that. Thank you for that share. And guys, and listen, and traditionally, like we've been telling people for years, when TLC was to get and start a community in TLC, do this. So a lot of people have done that. They have done what she's saying do as well. All right, so yeah, you can start a community in TLC. That's one idea. If you don't have nothing else going on and you want to use that, but also keeping in mind that, like she said just now, she has other things, and I've been talking to her about other things she got going on. And the reason why I was talking about that, because I know that's what she loves to do. That's what she's an expert in. I know she adds value to that right there. So part of my coaching with her was on how to start a few of the things with that process. So you're exactly right, Pam. I believe that you got that community that was product based, and you can actually have other people from the other spaces. You can actually lead them into that community if you want to, but you adding value, selling courses, other things that you can actually do in your AI space, and other things you have going on in that space right there as well. So guys, listen, I appreciate you guys for showing up on tonight's Vision Mastery call. These calls, they happen every Sunday night. It should be something that even somebody has to remind people. And I know they have to remind you guys. You guys showed up on the call, but there's other people I know they need it. There right now, many people who's been not showing up. They've been needing this more than they need a breath of fresh air right now. And the great thing is this: what we need is always to have. Once you add value here, is for you guys to take the value that's added, go out there and create something amazing in the world, all right, with the people out there in the world. And then once you create something amazing with them out there in the world, guys, now we can show proof positive that the things that we coach, the things that we teach, if you really want to show that you have a level of respect and admiration for what we coach and what we train, what we give, use it and go out there and inspire people and do the things that we're talking about in order for you to have success. So we can show the people that once you apply the strategies and techniques that we give, that it becomes a real solution in their lives. And then people will want to be a part of the journey that we're coming together with in unity. I love you guys. You guys have an amazing and a powerful new you. Good night, everybody. See you guys soon. Love you.